What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another week of Hero or Zero here on the Heroes for Hire podcast. My name is Shaun Meehan, and joining me as always is a man thinking things through, Mr. Conor Lawler.
Clever, Shaun.
Thanks, man.
The best return to an insult if you don't have anything is just, oh, that's real clever.
Oh, yeah. Oh, fair play. You're not usually clever.
You know what? You're a funny guy, aren't you?
Conor's being bullied.
If you don't know, I've been bullied online all week, and Shaun is enjoying it very much. So for Star Wars Day, which was on Sunday, I put out one of our Star Wars clips from episode 3, in which I'm talking about, or no, episode 2, sorry, in which Obi-Wan jumps out the window. It's on Instagram, and it, for some reason, Shaun, people have seen it. It's
algorithm just fucking like lethally grabbed it and just threw it in front of every Star Wars fan in the world.
It's gotten out of the area.
It's breached containment.
It's breached containment, which means people who don't normally listen to the show are now listening to our accents. And halfway through the clip, I say the words "think things true." But I had a cold on that day when recording it.
So the T's are real harsh.
There's no H's. And there's at least, I would say, 20 comments underneath the video of people literally just writing "think things true."
So what we're saying is, at the end of this episode, Spotify is going to ask you a question. And if you just want to write the words "think things true."
I've been looking at those 3 words all week, non-stop.
Would you like to get with me a matching tattoo that says "think things true"?
I'll get "think things" and you get "true." In a love heart.
Honestly, that's kind of funny. I do it.
So, Shaun, this is Hero Zero. This is the show where we choose one comic book character every single week. We talk to good points and their bad points, and we generally just give you a bit of a rundown of everything to do with that character. Now, I normally talk DC characters, and Shaun has been on a bit of a journey over the last, I would say, month and a half, in which he was doing Secret Wars for Marvel. He was doing a massive storyline, and that was covering lots of episodes, which means we haven't had an individual Marvel report in a long time, Shaun.
This is true. I've been covering big, universe-spanning, comic book-changing stories. Yeah. But now I get to just do just one guy. It's amazing.
I would just slack off. For it's grand. You've kind of completed it. Lots of people were being nice to you. That had angered me.
Oh, did it make you think things true again? Or
it made me think things true. So this week has just been split from, wow, Shaun, what a great lad from doing Secret Wars, and think things true.
Everyone agrees with my Star Wars points. I mean,
you always come across really well in those videos because you're always listening quiet.
Because I always edit the videos as well.
You always edit it so you take out my mad shit. There, no context, it's fine. Star Wars fans are cool.
But I will say this week, it is a character we've covered before. Okay. But it's kind of far enough ago that the audio quality isn't great. It was in that middle point where it's fine.
Right, okay.
But this character is also in the news, and technically, I will be honest, no longer in the MCU, Conor.
Okay, before we get into this, I'm going to let everyone know that we're still looking for 5 stars over on Spotify if you haven't given it.
Oh, yeah.
And last week, Shaun, we were on 151. So if anyone doesn't know, we ran a campaign this year that was 150. A campaign, Shaun. If 150 5-star reviews on Spotify before the summer solstice. Now, summer solstice is ages away. And we've already hit it because people are legends and they gave us 5 stars over on Spotify. But that meant, Shaun, that a different thing had to happen. And what that means is, for every like and 5-star we got above 150, Shaun has to give us a summer solstice fact. And in between last week's episode and this week's episode, we have 2 more 5-star reviews.
So 2 facts?
I need 2 facts from the summer solstice, please.
Okay, fuck.
This is for all of the comments.
Here's an idea.
Yes.
I was born during the summer solstice?
I suppose technically it's a fact.
That is a fact. Like that's a true statement.
Okay, good.
And then here's a fact about crabs, because it's over the Tropic of Cancer. So a lot of things. There's a process called carcinization, which is where evolution eventually just makes everything become a crab. There's a bunch of crabs with individual genetic ancestors. They all become crabs.
Is the crab's name first name summer, second name solstice?
You know what? I do believe it is, Conor.
What a coinky dink. Oh, there's your 2 facts.
There's your 2 facts. Check back next time.
Check back next week when I ask Shaun again, whatever number we have next week. Okay, so just please, any time you want to annoy Shaun, please give us any 5 stars, and Shaun has to give us facts.
And the thing is, I will forget by next week. I won't look up facts in the intro.
You're too busy editing videos to slander me. Go on.
We both know I don't edit videos, Conor. Come on.
Okay, Shaun, it's time I'm looking forward to your report. I don't know who you're doing.
Well, Conor, I am covering a character we both liked the first time I talked about him. Very, very cool character with, I think, probably the best power set in comics for a regular human. Because we're covering Tony Masters, a.k.a. Taskmaster.
Oh, okay. I see what you've done here. Now, you know Taskmaster's a massive part of the Thunderbolts movie that's currently out.
Oh, when she masters all those tasks? It's my favourite part of the film.
I mean, we did our Thunderbolts review on Monday. That was a spoiler review, and that episode is out. And I distinctly remember there was about a 40-minute segment where we just kind of talked about all the pros and cons of Taskmaster leading the new Avengers.
Task Time, we called it. It's the new segment of the show where we review Taskmaster's leading of the Avengers.
Episode 1, still nothing.
It's like, who any day now.
So Taskmaster, I mean, introduced in Black Widow in terms of film, but yes, the comic book Taskmaster is much different.
Much, much different. In the film, and I'm going to say spoilers for Thunderbolts just in case we make jokes. So if you really care, go watch that first. Yeah. But in the Black Widow film, the Taskmaster agent, I guess you'd call them, she gets like fight information downloaded into her spinal column, and that's how she knows it. Whereas Tony Masters is a little bit different, and I prefer this way, if I'm honest. So,
what I will say before you get into it is it's a much harder way to show on film, so I understand why the digital download and brain take.
100%. I think there might be a middle ground that they could have gone for, personally.
I'm interested to hear. Go on.
Taskmaster, created by David Michelinie and George Perez, and first debuting in May of 1980 in the Avengers number 195, Tony Masters was born with the ability to duplicate the movements of others through brief observation. And he's just born with it.
It's not Maybelline. It's
I
literally...
knew you'd fucking say Maybelline.
If you say he's not born with it, if you say the word born with it, what's the next line has to be that.
Oh, it's the most successful branding campaign.
It's amazing. Well done whoever did that in the 70s. They were on a lot of cocaine.
So Tony, at the age of 8, discovered his photographic reflexes because he learned to dive into a swimming pool from watching Olympic divers. However, he hadn't yet learned how to swim.
Oh, okay.
So he could dive at an Olympic level, but as soon as he reached that water, he was just fucking floundering.
And I suppose the question then is, if he learns how to swim, does he forget how to dive?
No. So he remembers, it's muscle memory to the extreme. His body just knows what to do, basically.
Right, okay.
He also learned in school the best techniques in basketball by watching NBA players, and he learned to twirl a lasso by watching cowboys on TV. As an adult, he joined S.H.I.E.L.D. and became an agent. During one mission, he found an elderly scientist who had been shot in the chest and was slowly dying. Before the scientist died, he gave Tony a syringe containing an experimental version of the super soldier serum.
Look, the thing with Marvel is there's at least, at some point, always 100 people running around with some sort of super soldier serum in them.
So many people have variants of the super soldier serum.
We've got a Belgian version, a Russian version, an Irish version.
Interesting you say that, because technically, and this isn't a reflection on the man at all, but the version of super soldier serum that Tony Masters gets is the Nazi version of super soldier serum.
I like how you had to preface it with no reflection on the man himself.
I was going to leave out the Nazi bit, I'll be honest. Because
so you're saying it doesn't reflect his views and values. He just had a syringe.
He just had a syringe at the time.
Cool.
Yeah. And this would enhance the abilities gained by his photographic reflexes. And then the report does double down, because it goes, after Tony injected himself with the Nazi super soldier serum.
Yeah, we get it.
Everything about him became stronger. However, the memories he gained by watching others overwrote his personal memories. So if he watched someone and took in their fighting style and was able to adapt that to himself, he would forget something about his own life.
Oh, so then he has no real memories himself.
No. And as a result, he forgot his field agent partner, who was also his wife, named Mercedes Masters. As well as the fact that he was a SHIELD agent. He forgot all of this about him.
First of all, shout out to Mercedes Masters. That's an amazing name.
One of the best names in the world.
One of the best names I've ever heard. Yeah, gotta be sad though the husband forgets you. That's not great.
So Mercedes, being a SHIELD agent as well, realised this could be useful. And so she set up an elaborate system to help control and guide Tony in his new guise as Taskmaster. So he just knows himself as Taskmaster, and Mercedes becomes the org, the organizer, who just gives him missions. And Tony just knows, okay, I just follow the org, that's what I do.
I mean, tough on her, to be fair.
Oh, really tough. However, she loves him, but also there is a opportunity here, because they send Taskmaster in as a SHIELD agent to infiltrate criminals, because he doesn't know that he's a SHIELD agent. He's the ultimate double agent because he doesn't know who he is.
And is there a code word that activates him or something that you bring him back?
That's just his life.
At some point then he's not really a double agent, that he's just a criminal.
True, but it's the way to do it is muscle memory, they trigger parts of his muscles to respond when the org tells him that she's in charge.
Right, okay.
And that convinces him, because all he can trust is what's happening in the moment.
Fucking hell. I like to think of Taskmaster as the kind of guy that just goes with whoever's opinion he heard last. He's yeah, that's amazing. That's a great idea. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and then someone else says the opposite. Brother. He's I'm on board. Yeah, whatever you want to do. Nazi stuff. Yeah, cool.
So because he was operating as a criminal, he had a substantial amount of money available to him through doing crimes and such. Eventually went semi-rogue from SHIELD and just started operating on his own. Decided to use his stolen capital to establish a base of operations to train criminals, known as the Taskmaster's Academy. He took on the name of the Taskmaster, and he began training anyone that could pay him.
Oh, so he doesn't care?
No, he doesn't. Good guy, bad guy, he will just train you to fight.
Okay, cool.
One of the first men he trained was called Dawn of the Dead, who was a crime lord and the governor of Michoacan in western Mexico.
Ah, very good.
Pretty
Dawn
good.
of the Dead is pretty good, to be fair.
Dawn of the Dead. That's a WCW wrestling gimmick.
I would have said I would have said that was a Reddit username.
True. Also
Dawn of the Dead.
And then to show solidarity with the Don and his men, Taskmaster began wearing a skull-inspired mask as an homage to Santa Muerte, a Catholic personification of death.
See, I didn't know why he had the skull, but that makes sense.
Yeah, it was hey, I'm one of you. You can trust me, basically.
Very similar to El Muerte.
Very similar to El Muerto, which is
Muerto, sorry, my apologies. He's male.
In addition to his academy, he also operated as a mercenary or a private tutor. He actually trained, I think you'll like this, he trained John Walker to be the new Captain America.
I love John Walker. John Walker what a shithouse. I mean, John Walker's my fave, just because he's the worst.
But Taskmaster had fought Captain America, so knew all of Captain America's moves and fighting style. So he just teaches him,
because if he fights you for long enough, he knows all of your moves.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
And we'll get into it a bit later, but even if he can't mimic them, Taskmaster can't turn into the Hulk with his powers, but he will know how the Hulk fights. So he can adapt his own fighting style to counter the Hulk's fighting style.
So if he was up against Wilson Fisk, he'd just be looking for overhead two-handed chops.
Oh, and that's all you need, bro.
That's all you need.
He's like, I'm going to avoid any car doors around here.
Is there any sledgehammers, car doors, anything around here? Oh no, just he's driving like a Vespa. Can't break my neck now, can you, Fisk?
So there was one instance, and there's one person in Marvel Comics that Taskmaster refuses to fight.
Oh.
So Taskmaster was eventually hired by the Committee, who is a group of white men with a lot of money who decide they can rule the world.
Interesting. I don't know if that's going to... I can't. I literally cannot.
So he was hired by the Committee to take out Moon Knight.
His crazy matches his crazy.
His crazy matches his crazy. He raided Mark Spector's apartment but was unable to kill him. In response, Mark Spector piloted a helicopter into the Committee's Manhattan headquarters and flew it directly into their office while Taskmaster was there.
I like that Moon Knight is so unhinged that he cannot be predicted.
Exactly, which is why Taskmaster's like, I will not fuck with that man. I don't like him.
Because Moon Knight also doesn't know what he's going to do at any given moment, so he's just completely unhinged.
Yeah, so he's pure wild card. But he's also like magic and incredibly skilled at fighting. So it's just not worth it for Taskmaster to fight someone like that.
The one guy's like, nah, he's too crazy for me, bro. I'm not fucking with him. I'll fight the Hulk.
Yeah, I'll fight anyone else. Just not, I won't fight three people in one head. So in one story, Taskmaster lost his weapons in Tokyo. And he began a quest to remember some of the things that he had been forgetting. On this quest, his former handler, the org, Mercedes for us, seemed to have put out $1 billion bounty on his head. Many of the teams that he formerly trained, including AIM and Hydra and various mercenaries around the world, attempted to collect the bounty by killing him, but only succeeded in slowing him down on his quest. Because anyone he fights, if he fights you for long enough, he will overcome you.
So it's one of those, you got to hit him early, he can't know you're there, and you have to basically shoot to kill immediately or fight to kill straight away.
Yes, exactly. And so on the quest, he came across files and evidence that told him about his true past. That of a married former S.H.I.E.L.D. agent who mistakenly took a Nazi serum. It's got to nail that down.
Here, lad, it was the Nazis. Just honestly, I cannot state it enough. It was think of all of the ones that were going around, right? They had the American one, they had all the lovely ones, right? You, unfortunately, were the Nazi one. So, on looks
you did take the Nazi one. So he learned of his past. He took the serum. The serum vastly amplified his photographic reflexes and gave him extraordinary abilities. He also met his wife again, Mercedes, briefly remembering her. However, another mercenary came up and he was forced to learn the mercenary's fighting style, which erased all knowledge regarding his past. Tony discovered that this event of recovering old memories only for them to be erased upon acquiring a new skill had happened multiple times in the past.
So what's the number of skills he could have before he... Like, is it like, oh, you've got 5 in the barrel?
Yeah, it's not like a set... You know, you can hold this many eggs in your basket kind of a thing. It's whatever the writers decide, basically.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So after that, but it's a really sad story because he kind of comes to terms with the fact it's like Memento in a way of like he remembers, but he's like, but I'm just going to forget anyway. So what's the point?
Do you think Christopher Nolan was a big fan of Taskmaster in the 80s?
Wouldn't put it past him, honestly.
I mean, it'd be pretty cool as a little introduction, but it's super sad that you have a guy who can't remember and then realise he's been on the same quest every single day. That like, or maybe once every 3 months, he tries to go on this quest and then forgets that he's done it.
There's a really, this is completely off comic books, but there's a really good documentary I watched years ago, and it's called The Man with the 5-Second Memory. And it's this dude, and he like lives in hospice care. He's like 60 or 70. But he has this journal. And every time he is like, hey, I remember and I know what's going on, he does a tick. And every time he's certain of that, he circles the tick. And this whole book is just filled with circles and ticks. And it's the most heartbreaking thing I've ever seen.
Oh, way to bring the fucking vibe down. Bring up the Nazi serum again.
Let me bring in Craven the Hunter into the story, folks.
Oh, fantastic. Here we go.
So, Craven was assembling a load of animal-inspired criminals in order to hunt them, as he often does. And he hired Taskmaster and Black Ant as mercenaries to help capture everybody. So, Taskmaster and Black Ant are genuinely friends. They get on so well, and they're just bros the whole time in this story.
But Taskmaster can just remember him at all times.
Like, he remembers contextually. Like, Taskmaster recognises stuff, he just doesn't remember it. Does that make sense?
And I suppose there's a part of him that's like, you are important to me, or I know you quite well.
The example I can give is like if Taskmaster saw a picture of the Statue of Liberty, he is able to realise, oh, that's the Statue of Liberty, but he couldn't remember if he had been there or if he had seen it in a film or if someone had told him about it.
Right, okay.
So the information's in there, he just doesn't know where it comes from, basically. However, Craven convinced Taskmaster that ants are also animals. So Taskmaster betrayed Black Ant and captured him for a bigger paycheck, basically. However, he felt guilty for cheating his best friend, and shortly thereafter helped Black Ant escape. Black Ant forgave him, and they just consolidated their friendship and ran off together to be mercenaries as bros.
By the way, surely if you're Black Ant and Craven the Hunter says, hey, we're doing this thing where we're hunting loads of human-animal things, like all the villains that are all animal-based, I'm gonna hunt them down, and your name is Black Ant. Like, surely there's a part of you that is still like, hey, I think I might be hunted here. It seems quite close to the bone.
Well, insects, animals, like where's the line there, you know?
He's like, there's no David Attenborough thing on me. It's fine.
So, in terms of powers and abilities, gonna say it one more time, he injected himself with a Nazi version of the super soldier serum.
Was it a non-Nazi version or a Nazi version? Just to reiterate what you just said.
An experimental Nazi version of the serum.
Is there anything worse?
So it was an elaborate modification of the adrenal steroid cortisol, which enhanced his short-term memory at the cost of his long-term memory.
I think that's the wording that they would use in the press release rather than the Nazi stuff.
Oh, of course. 100%.
Yeah, of course.
So he has photographic reflexes. He can watch another person's physical movements and duplicate them without any practice or training, no matter how complex. He can duplicate almost any physical activity after seeing it done by anyone only once. He has done complex gymnastics routines and used it to play difficult pieces of music. He typically uses it to copy the combat skills of both armed and unarmed fighters and martial artists from around the world. He can also do things like copying another person's voice, so specifically that he can fool voice recognition software.
Fucking hell. Like, I have a question.
Yeah.
Surely in a hand-to-hand fight, he is never beaten.
No. Against another human, he's unbeatable. And even some superhumans.
Because, like, even the superhumans, you'd still only have, like, 10 moves that you do all the time. And he knows those moves.
Yes, because he has, it's part of this power is movement prediction. So, like, in a fight, he knows, oh, he's doing this, he'll probably do this next. But, like, instantly, he knows this.
His body just reacts. So, I mean, Shaun, I'm going to ask you a question here now. This is the clickbait that I want you to clip and put online.
Of course.
Will Taskmaster beat the Batman in a fight?
Oh, see, this is tough. Because Batman's broken.
Yeah, they break him depending on the situation.
Yeah. If it was just a random day and they met each other, Taskmaster would win.
Okay, so no 24-hour prep, right? That shit. It's just, they run into each other.
They run into each other, Taskmaster's winning that fight.
Like, I mean, if it was prep, 100% Bruce Wayne is mad enough that he would, like, do one, like, Krav Maga for, like, or, like, Kung Fu for, like, half of the fight, and then just as Taskmaster learns, he knocks him out using a different technique.
Like, Bruce would have a random number generator telling him which moves to use or something like that.
Yeah,
like,
he would just, like, it's so broken.
But, like, it's so... like, he can figure out sleight of hand techniques of a poker player, and he can figure out a tell based on movements.
He's basically like the ultimate human form kind of thing, like in terms of like hand-to-hand combat or any sort of skill base, like human skills rather than superpowers.
Yes, exactly. Like whatever a human can do, if he sees it done, he can just do it immediately.
Holy shit.
My favourite thing he's ever done is that he watches martial arts movies in double speed because he realised I can just move faster if I do that.
I mean, the real question then is why does he not watch it in triple speed?
Because with double speed, he gets a couple of minutes and then he's fucking out because his muscles are like, this is odd, this is weird.
So his muscles would tire then, even though like he's doing things at twice the speed, but his muscles tire at the regular speed. Regular
speed with the Nazi super soldier serum. So
I forgot about that serum. Yeah, that particular serum. Yeah.
Which is experimental, but it basically means he can put up a good fight against real super soldiers. And
him
heroes.
Versus Cap. Like he'll kick the shit out of Cap.
Yeah, he stands a chance basically. Right. He is a master tactician. He has weapons mastery in like swordsmanship, guns, billy clubs. He learned knife fighting from watching The Winter Soldier. He watched Bullseye, Punisher, Hawkeye in order to get projectile weapon ability. And the list of like I'm going to shorten this list because it's insane. But he is a master martial artist. He's one of the greatest armed and unarmed combatants in the Marvel Universe, excelling in boxing, wrestling, swordsmanship, archery, marksmanship, gymnastics, aerial acrobatics and sleight of hand, copying the fighting styles of, to name a few, Ant-Man, Black Knight, Black Widow, Black Panther, Captain America, Daredevil, Deadpool, Elektra, Falcon, Hawkeye, Iron Fist, Iron Man, Moon Knight, Nomad, Oddball. Remember Oddball, of course.
I do
Punisher,
remember Oddball, yes.
Silver Samurai, Shang-Chi, Spider-Man, Swordsman, Tigra, Tombstone, US Agent, Winter Soldier, and Wolverine.
Fucking hell.
Like, he is the best. Like, on the Marvel 1 to 7 rating system, his fighting skills is a 7.
Nobody else is a 7, I don't think. Maybe
Wolverine
Shang-Chi
is.
Wolverine as well?
Yes, because Wolverine's been around so long, he's learned every fighting style.
And maybe Iron Fist?
Iron Fist as well, yeah. But, like, Taskmaster does that without training.
Fuck me, what a character. He's so cool.
He's the coolest. The only limitation is the story you put him in, to be honest.
Well, to be honest with you, that was the reason why, when he was going to come up in the Black Widow movie with Scarlett Johansson, our first thought was, regardless of if it's a male or female, who gives a shit, but it's just like, that character is broken and very hard to do in a Black Widow movie. Like, it's hard enough to do it in a Thor movie, but like, a Black Widow movie, she's using Kung Fu. Like, Taskmaster, the character, is just undefeatable in that regard. So, like, there's no real win.
Yeah, like, if you're fighting Taskmaster, it's like doing dozens of fights. Like, you have to predict dozens of moves at all
And then
times.
he would also know that, say, like, if he has seen you lose a fight before to somebody else, he would then adapt their fighting style because he knows that works against you.
Yeah. Like, which that's one thing about the Black Widow movie. I do like that there's a reference, you know, like, it's like, hey, here's the bit in the fight where this happened.
Yeah, and I think I think they kind of, not they did it the best that they could, but they were kind of like trying to figure out a way to, otherwise they're just saying he was just bored with it. He can just do it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, which is, I get why that's tough to do.
That's good in comic books, because comic books are bullshit.
Yeah, and you can just say that and it's explained in 3 panels or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think, I don't know, sometimes I wouldn't mind the movies being like, hey, there's going to be a bunch of nerds on YouTube who fucking explain this to everyone. Let's just put real Taskmaster in.
I suppose, yeah. Just like go all in on it.
Yeah, and just be like, hey, we're just doing it fully serious this time.
But then the problem is, like, there's no fight scene. Because, like, what's going to happen? Like, he just wins.
But it's the let's be unpredictable route. Like, imagine like Chris Evans, Captain America, back in the day, came up to fight Taskmaster, and there's a moment where he has to start fighting not perfect. Like
as in, like, he's actively trying to fight not perfect to win.
Yeah. And, like, in my head, that goes back to he starts fighting, like, the bully in the alley from the first Captain America movie.
Or, like, he has to start fighting, like, Winter Soldier Bucky, even though he hates him.
Yeah, 100%. Like, he has to fight like someone he does not like. He uses fucking Batroc the Leaper's moves against him. Like,
not the Leaper.
He has to fight like a villain. I think would be really fun as a way to defeat Taskmaster.
That's pretty good. That is pretty good. Shaun, that was a great report. Love Taskmaster.
Love Taskmaster. He's one of my faves.
It's just one of your faves. It really comes across. So if you like what you heard here, we've done hundreds of other characters, covering lots of different people in DC and Marvel. So if you want an introduction to any of those people, you can just go check out any of those episodes. As we said, Shaun did a special three-parter, covering the Secret Wars comic book storyline. If you want to go check that out, that's pretty good. That was like 2 weeks ago was the final part, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, about that.
And last week I did Jessica Cruz from the Green Lanterns. Or was that last week? No, Black Mask I did last week. My apologies. I'm mixing them up.
Black Mask. Good characters, though.
There's 2 good characters. There's so many good ones. If you have a favourite one that you want us to cover, please send it in to us. We're on Blue Sky. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're on all the usual places. But just message it to us. Comment down below in Spotify if you have a character that you really want us to cover, and then we will add it to the list. There's lots of people sending all their favourite characters.
And I will say, I'll open up the floor. If there's any comic book stories, now not anytime soon, but if there's any comic book stories that you want covered, let us know and we'll think about it.
We won't do it. Because those fuckers will pick something mad. So, send them in as well, please, if you do have any stories you want us to cover. I do have an idea of a story I want to cover, so I'm interested to see how that works out. But I think that's it for this week's Hero Zero, Shaun.
What a week. Do you want me to take us out, Connor?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Thanks everyone for listening to this episode of Hero or Zero. We will be back on Monday with both of the main shows. We will also be back next week with another episode of Hero or Zero. Big thank you to everyone over on Patreon, patreon.com/Heroes for Hire podcast. Link to that is in the description. Everyone who supports us over there is an absolute legend and they help us keep the show going. So heading over there if you want to support us like that. There is also the merch store, heroesforhire.ie/shop. Twitter's @HeroesForHirePod, the 4 is the number 4. Facebook is Detective Divilment's discussion group. Instagram is Heroes for Hire podcast, and the best way to ever help out the show is to tell one human being that we exist.
Just the one, please.
I think that's about it.
I think so. So I've been Conor Lawler.
I've been Shaun.
I shall see you all next week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.